factory to stage many of the film's scenes. Meanwhile, across town at another historic studio, Brooke Shields is making a scene in the screwball comedy The Misadventures of Margaret, which also features Parker Posey and Elizabeth McGovern. The star of TV's Suddenly Susan found herself suddenly smitten by London.
It's been the best thing for me to come over here. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much because there is such a different sensibility here. There's a real attention to creativity and the allowance of input. There's an air of creativity that's here that just happens to be. It's a very good time to be in England making a film. And the idea that there's so much literary awareness as well as just real love of filmmaking. That's what I feel here. It hasn't really been clouded by much yet.
Everyone is very sweet. You know, the people in England are very sweet, and it's just a really nice, cozy feeling. And the movie's sweet, too. I mean, if this was a horror film, I'd be like, it's so scary, I'm scared, everybody's scary, but it's like a comedy, so everyone's nice and funny.
The film is directed by first-timer Brian Skeet.
Brian Skeet has this passion for old movies, sort of screwball comedies, and what women were at those times, where they sort of embodied many different characteristics. I mean, when he sort of painted the picture to me, I responded.
I had the wildest dream about you the other night. The two of us were eating oysters, naked, drinking champagne and reading Sappho to each other.
The film's good humor made for a jolly old time on the set.
For a long time, I think people have sort of scraped by and pulled together their living and worked on a commercial here or a commercial there, but suddenly everyone is making movies. And you can feel the excitement.
Skeet attributes his age group as one of the reasons for the resurgence in the London film scene.
I think my generation have grown up on film, and I think the previous generation grew up very much on television. I think we are a generation that's watched movies. You know, there are people like Ridley Scott and Tony Scott out there making films, and you see what they do. And I think there's a real sense of excitement. Movies like Train Spotting, everyone's thought, we can do that, we can go out there and make movies. And also, it's been really helpful, I think, that America is looking here in terms of funding and also in terms of talent.
While America's love affair with British films looks to continue, Brooke is less certain about her longing for London.
I've got to admit, I thought, okay, the first 2 weeks of rain were all right. I thought, oh, my skin's in good shape, that's why it's so green. And it sort of, it gets to you after a while not being able to see any sunshine.
Rock and roll was born in America, but it came of age in Britain. Bands like the Beatles, The Who, and the Rolling Stones turned pop music into big business. Many of these artists